29, 2016, the Black Student Union at Jesse Bethel High School hosted an assembly in honor of Black History Month. Towards the end of the festivities, our very own CJ Anderson gave an inspiring speech on being successful. Afterwards, the Positive News team were lucky enough to catch CJ for an interview. Good afternoon, this is Nathan Charan reporting for the VCUSD Positive News team. I'm here with CJ Anderson, running back for the Super Bowl champions, Denver Broncos. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. I'd like to ask a series of questions. I'd like to start off with, what was your single best memory of Super Bowl 50?
Bunch of them. Scoring a touchdown is always huge, but really, like I said, my teammates, giving Peyton that ring, DeMarcus, Owen Daniels, my running back coach, Eric Studesville, who's been coaching this league for so long. To finally see them, all their hard work pay off. Being 3 years in your career and having some early success. When you see people who've been in, Peyton 18 years, it's his second ring, DeMarcus 11 years, and he's 10th, he's all-time top 10 in sacks. When you see someone like that, my running back coach Eric Studesville 20 years and only been to 2 Super Bowls in his whole 20-year career. When you see them host that trophy up and get a chance to put that ring on that finger, it's special.
Now, CJ, what was the funniest question you've ever been asked during Media Week?
I had a guy come up to me and say, what is my favorite thing to eat on the Taco Bell menu? So I thought that was pretty hilarious. I didn't answer it, but I thought it was funny.
All right. How does it feel to be one of the few fortunate people to have a chance to play with the Denver Broncos?
It's huge. Being undrafted, being looked over and looked past. It's kind of like our city. Our city is overlooked. There's a lot of talent in the city, and a lot of kids get overlooked and looked past. And having that opportunity to play with the Denver Broncos and show what I can do, making the team as an undrafted free agent, and then coming out with a Pro Bowl year 2 and the Super Bowl year 3, it's just huge. It's a huge accomplishment, and of course I'm hungry for more, but it's a good way to start my career off right now.
Wow. Before a big game, what pregame ritual do you guys have?
As a team, there's no ritual. Everybody's individual with headphones and stuff. Me personally, I'm always goofy, and Peyton is always serious. So before I go out to step on the field, because me and Peyton go out on the field at the same time, quarterbacks and running backs, I always try to make him laugh or smile before we go out, just so I can loosen him up. Because sometimes he can be too serious, in my opinion. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, but it's always fun to try.
Wow. Being a student that went to a Vallejo high school, what are some motivational words for student athletes or just students trying to be at the position where you're at right now? And
success is not easy, Sitting on your couch all day, that's easy. Watching somebody, work hard, praising them, that's easy. But you actually going out there and putting your foot forward and doing it, that's not easy. And your dreams don't die until you give up on them. That was something that was told to me. That holds true. I've had a lot of friends on the same path of trying to play in the National Football League like myself. And I just feel like the difference between me and them, I just kept going. I kept pushing while they stopped.
Now, what is your fondest memory of playing at Jesse Bethel High School?
I got 3. So my sophomore year, there was a guy who wanted to play running back. I ain't gonna say his name, but Coach T wouldn't let him play running back, so he said he was gonna score on defense. He probably became one of the best strip the ball away from the person scoring that I've ever seen. My junior year was us making a section title, even though we lost it, because we had 4 kids make a bonehead decision. And then my senior year would be actually playing in that final game against Casa Roba, and having a game that I had, even though we lost, and their fans and their stands gave me a huge standing ovation, a lot of respect from coaches, and then having one of the coaches at the time on the staff gave me some encouragement, gave me some words of saying, I've seen you grew up, and I've seen you grew up from a 15-year-old guy to a 17-year-old, 18-year-old man, and the way you play has shown that you have changed. You don't give up on your teammates. You give it your all compared to how you was doing back in the day when I was younger.
Wow. Returning to Jesse Bethel High School, who were some of the teachers that motivated you and to keep you motivated to be where you are?
Mr. Willard's one of them. He's not here anymore. So was Miss Jones. They were both my English teachers. One in my junior year, Miss Jones my senior year, Mr. Winkley. Mr. Winkley got me really, even though he was a history teacher, a lot of philosophies in the history. And, that's what I majored in when I went to UC Berkeley. So Mr. Winkley is another one. Miss Ware is to be quiet as kept. She was always hard on me, and I never knew why. Even though I never wanted to do math, I didn't really want to be in her class. But she was always hard on me and believed in me, And what people don't understand is she used to call my mom and call my grandma a lot and say, "Hey, this kid's capable if he just put it together." That's just something that you can't get from a lot of other people. And then Miss Williams, I had her my sophomore year. She passed away, I think my junior or senior year. But she was always hard too. She'll call my mom a lot of times because I was this class clown trying to get me to shut up and things of that nature. So believe me, those core teachers, that I come back and come see means a lot. And then of course, Coach Mustard was more than a teacher. He was also my coach. But between Coach Mustard and Coach T, they're the one who really started this, instilled this in me, and kept pushing and said I have a lot of talent, and just keep my mind focused on the goal.
All right. Now, at your level, where do you get your drive for inspiration now?
People saying I can't. It was 3 years ago when, I wasn't fast enough, wasn't big enough, wasn't strong enough, and I can't play in the National Football League. So we proved that wrong. And then now it was, he'll never start. He'll never get an opportunity to play in Denver. He's just on the team for 1 year. And then I come out my second year, make a Pro Bowl, prove that wrong. And then now it's, going into that third season, it was, can he repeat off the same year that he had last year? He had one hot year, but can he do it again? And I come out here and had the same year, had a better year, to be honest, and then boom, Super Bowl, on top of the Pro Bowl. And then now all I hear is, can he stay healthy? Can he be a bell cow back? Can he do it all? I mean, that's what I did in the Super Bowl, so now I put together for 16 games. It's just the drive of being doubted. I've been doubted everywhere I've been. I've had to work for everything I've had. Nothing was never handed to me. Like other people who has it, where opportunities are easy for them, I always had to work for my opportunity. And then when I get my opportunity, prove that I deserve this opportunity. So that's what really drives me.
CJ, tell us about your off-season training program.
It is, I need a word, death? Nah, man, I got some trainers down in Houston that just really they instill in me they push me to limits. I got some trainers when I come back home and I'm running out here and I'm training out here. It really puts me in some tight places. I mean, it actually, puts you in the places. Do you really love what you're doing? Why do you do this to yourself every day if you don't love it? I mean, I've been put in predicaments with, a bunch of my friends or, trainers that would train with me and push me harder than what they've ever pushed me before just to see me succeed. So it's like when I go out there during the season and I put good games together, I put a string of games together, or, the fourth quarter I look as fresh as I did in the first quarter, it's because of those moments. And, the moments look back as you give the moments to those trainers. You get a respect to those trainers who put me in those positions that, when I was tired, it was like, come on, one more. And then you're like, all right. And then they're like, nah, we still got one more. And it's like, bro, you just said that 5 minutes ago. So you just got to give it to him. But that off-season training is me. It's a grind. It's what I do. So I enjoy that.
CJ, you're a hero to many. Who are your heroes?
My mom and my grandmother. See, people don't understand this. To be in this position all day, man, my mom gave up her last to make sure me and my brothers got the chance to play football. She'll give up her last dollar to make sure we're in the right position. She never missed a game. She took us to every practice. And then as far as my grandma, people would never understand. When I was at Laney, my grandma was the one waking me up at 3 a.m, get me to the bus stop at Cotulla Parkway at 4 so I can catch the Del Norte BART and go to Laney so I can be there at 6 o'clock for weights. That was every day, Monday through Friday. My grandma made sure that happened. And then the days I didn't want to get up and we thought I was going to be late, she getting up at 3:30 in the morning and I'm taking my time getting dressed because I'm tired from the day before and with school and everything. She'd just drive up to Laney. That's what people don't see, the behind the scenes. And those two are really, really special. I mean, they're my parents. That's all I had. So that's what people don't understand. My mom and my grandma had a huge role to where I'm sitting at today.
Now, at the Denver Victory Parade, when people are chanting your name, CJ, and getting signatures and autographs or, pictures, how does that make you feel?
It feels good. I mean, I told myself, you know, you're only ready to have success if you prepare for it. I prepared for every position that I'm in today. I saw myself, this is what I wanted to do. And I said, if the only way for me to do it is the hard work. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of friends that tell you today, CJ ready to go back to work. Like, I'm doing this round, I'm doing everything I got to do now, but I can't wait to get to grinding because that's what I do best. You know, shaking hands and kissing babies and signing autographs and, you know, hearing my name chanted at stadiums have I heard before. Those are all amazing, but none of that happens without the hard work that was instilled in me from the beginning. So if I don't go back to the hard work and the grind from ground zero, I won't listen to those again. So, but it does feel good though. You enjoy the moment while it happens, but you gotta understand what got me to that moment. And that's the hard work and the grind I put in.
And when I hear hard work, I remember how Coach Turner said that when you were a student athlete and at Jesse Bethel High School, you did the little things that a lot of student athletes didn't do, and that's where you got to where you are now. What were those little things? I
didn't have a typical lunch. Like during lunch, there's kids, what they do? They go eat, probably socialize. Now I was in watching film, getting ready for the next game. You know, that's kind of what I did now, and I did in college. There is no lunch. I did it at the JC level though. You know, those are little things. Whether it's waking up at 5 a.m, you know, running because your body is sore from the game before. So Friday night, play Saturday, wake up 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. You know, just getting some type of workout in to make sure my body stays fresh. Those are the little things that we talk about. And then just that extra push, that looking at him and he looking at me like I'm looking at you right now going, I'm better than you no matter what. You might be more talented right now, but I'm better than you no matter what. So I'm going to go down here faster than you right now. And then we're going to come down, I'm going to look at you again, I'm going to say, I'm going to do it again. And then if you beat me, I'm going to beat you this time. It's just one of those, just a competitive spirit.
Well, thank you for your time, CJ, for coming down and doing this interview. And also, I'd like to thank you for all the positive things you were doing around Vallejo and giving student athletes and just students or little children the hope that there is success in Vallejo.
Oh, there's definitely. Thanks for having me. Thank you.